Um, so one, if you have the video, then we can go there. Otherwise, we can, I can keep talking about that article. Let me see. Okay, there we are. Okay, so, all right. I think we should get the video up and running now, shortly.
So I'm
So this,
Sanjeev Kumar, recording in my home in Jaipur, India. And this is Guru Maharaj, Dr. Chaturved Sahaji, who established Satsang, a unique guided meditation practice almost a century ago, once he found what he called the ocean of peace, um, you know, through the process that his guru, Lalaji Maharaj, taught, you know, basically made him practice. Um, so satsang is a way in which we try to manifest transcendental energy in form of light. And the question usually is that, why light? And I feel it's one of the most powerful manifestations that can be thought of. Imagine that you feel that you are in presence of the cosmic energy. Sun with its, being the source of enormous energy is probably one of the most important aspects of all life on Earth, miles away. But then in the galaxy there are, thousands, maybe millions, billions of suns, and we would rather imbibe that energy that makes us feel powerful. Um, you know, that is what is out of body experience, and that is what is higher consciousness. That is what is higher awareness. That we are not just a minute part of that energy, but we are that energy. And just when you manifest that, when you try to become that energy, the way you feel is so empowering, and that basically takes away all the worldly miseries and things that we tend to get bogged down with every day, almost instantly, effortlessly. So all we have to do is somehow figure out how do we connect with that energy. And once we are connected, um, it's a home run. So now the question is, one, how do we connect? Then second, how do we stay connected? Third, can we store that energy and leverage it when the connection is no longer in place? So my father used to, so first my grandfather described a process through which you can connect with that energy. And his entire meditative practice was just that. And I share that freely. I basically talk about it. When I talk about satsang, I'm talking about how do we connect with transcendental energy in form of light. Then second is that if we are able to connect, how do we stay connected? And then how do we store that energy? So if you think about energy, it's like, are you receiving? So there is a concept of a receiver. So and then there is a source, but then you have to receive, right? And then when you receive, the question is, are you able, what's your capacity, right? So my father used to take an example of a solar cell. Now, solar cell is very interesting when it comes to energy. It first, you will have to make sure that the sunlight is coming to that device. So that's the connection. It's not like a wired connection. It's a subtle connection of the energy, right? So your orientation ought to be right. And that orientation becoming right is part of your meditative practice. And then there is a capacity. So once you receive, then you need to have some ability to store that energy. So even like a simplest form would be a street light has a solar panel on top. It continues to be oriented towards the sun, grabs that energy, stores it, and at night when sun is not visible, that energy is used to light that street lamp. Similarly, you could do the same. So you basically manifest that transcendental, that cosmic energy, and through that meditative practice, evolve and basically enlarge your capacity to both to receive and store. And once that happens, there will be times when you're not oriented right, but that stored energy would come handy. So my father's example used to go a little further. He used to say that you got to have that orientation. So the device needs to be oriented towards the sun. Similarly, a guru or a mentor or a person who has advanced his meditative practice or satsang would figure out ways to orient himself towards the source of energy. That's also referred to as Tawazh. Tawazh is a concept when you connect and you orient yourself towards the source of energy. Once you have done that, if you continually practice your meditation, you continue to manifest this transcendental energy, your capacity and your receiving capability continues to rise. So that is what practice does. So everybody says practice, practice, practice. Why? Because your orientation gets better, your receiving capability gets better, and your storage capability gets better, so that in the down times, you're able to leverage that energy which you have acquired through your meditative practice sessions. And group sessions, collective energy is higher, so those help a lot as well. So orientation, connection, receiving, and storing, and then that's basically the concept here.
So technology comes in the way. I actually, before the meditation, we keep everyone from uh, unmuting, and today I got no ability to unmute till now. So happy New Year, happy Saturday. Glad that we are here in Satsang. So today, um, for few months, few weeks, I've been thinking about this Sufi concept called Tawazh. And it's a very deep, very interesting concept. When I, my grandfather, Guru Maharaj, describes his initial days with his guru, he talks a lot about Tawazh. And English with you know every word comes with the connotation, and not necessarily spiritual connotations are not necessarily the number one things that come to our mind. So attention, connection, orientation, all that combined is probably Tawaz. And then part of it would be manifestation. Um, and then we'll go into I have shared the Substack newsletter URL in the chat. So once we're done with the meditation, we'll talk a little bit more about the concept and the article that has the video, but I elaborated the whole concept of Tawazh, and then which is um, a deep connection, and that's what this meditation is based on. And then how do you continue to stay connected while you're doing everything else? That's uh, you know e- easier said than done. Another one of those things. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And then this whole storage capacity, or patrita, or how much can we absorb in our meditation. So we replenish the energy, but does that energy stay with us? All these things are, um, you know, very, very integral to this practice. But let's first get into it. So let's practice first, and then we'll talk more. So eyes lightly closed, sit in a relaxed and um, still posture. So to get laser focus on something, we need to minimize distractions and focus on that. So, it's also called inward orientation because we want to focus on our heart, and with the backdrop of this transcendental energy in form of light. So, to to not only inward orientation, but making sure that we have far less distraction or minimize distraction, eyes lightly closed. So that closes one of the stream of distraction. And then still posture, because every time we move our body, mind moves with it. So eyes lightly closed, still posture, but relaxed as well, because if there is any strain on any part of the body, as soon as we close our eyes, our attention goes there. So relaxed, still posture with eyes lightly closed. And you can pull the chin a little inwards as though your eyes are looking at your heart. And then the key thing, the backdrop of the meditation is that we think of the presence of this enormously positive, uplifting, transcendental energy. The source in its conscious form is right here, right now, and it's our choice what that source looks like, feels like. But essentially, we feel the presence, and in that presence, we feel this transcendental energy in form of light is entering our heart and distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming one with this light. We are becoming the light. So again, eyes lightly closed, still and relaxed posture. Feel the presence, feel that the conscious source of this transcendental energy is right here, right now. And the light is coming into our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming one with this light. Now, when mind wanders away, which it will, our job is to bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that this transcendental energy in form of light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we getting totally and completely immersed in it. So every time we see mind has wandered away, all we have to do is bring our attention back to this process of observing transcendental energy in form of light, which is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body. We're becoming one with this light. We'll start with music that helps concentration, and then music fades away. We go deep into silent meditation of this transcendental light, and then we transition out with music again. So let's start. So happy New Year, happy Saturday, and glad that we are here in Satsang. And this time is yours. We can talk about your comments, questions, thoughts. But before that, I just shared. So we looked at the video on the Substack post that I had yesterday, and so the video I had recorded a while back. But yesterday, the article that I posted, uh, talks about uh, two concepts, or actually three, probably. So one is Tawazh, which is the first uh, thing that I talk about here. Um, and I'm referring to it as something that is at the heart of this practice. What we did is basically put all our awareness and attention and focus on this presence of this transcendental energy, and trying to embody that, trying to manifest that, trying to uh, become that. So this conscious turning of attention, um, connects us to the ocean of peace, or a living field of transcendental awareness. And this has been happening throughout the lineage of this practice. Uh, Guru Maharaj, my um, grandfather, his guru, his disciples all have been into it. So there are three questions that I referred to in the video and in this article. How do we connect to this energy? How do we stay connected? And how do we store um, in a way that it can be accessed when the connection feels weak or distant? Um, so, um, so here, what we just did, we are aligning consciousness with the fundamental energy of the universe, and this eventually leads to higher consciousness, out of body expansiveness, the sense of being vast, ancient, and limitless, um, instant relief from the worldly heaviness, the state of empowerment and inner radiance. And goes on. So how do we connect? So there are three pillars to this connection that I talk about in the article. Orientation towards the source, like the example of the solar panel. Uh, Orientation is important. Inner awareness must be oriented towards the source to receive the energy. And that is, where I think the concept of Sufi concept of Tawazh comes in. Um, so it's not just effortful concentration, it is turning the inner face, the direction of awareness, our direction of awareness, um, towards the source of energy. So most of the time, our attention flows outward towards thoughts, emotions, worries, memories, plans. And here we are basically, uh, you know, kind of reorienting ourselves to, you know, uh, orient towards uh, the source of this transcendental energy. It's a subtle connection in the sense that it's not a wired connection. It's more like, it's it's like how the solar panel receives sunlight. It's just a orientation, um, in a way that it allows energy to flow. And Christy says, where our focus goes, our energy flows. Um, so now, I think this question, Claire, thank you for, I think you can keep the video on. I at least after the meditation, I would. So I wanted to thank you that I want to encourage in this new year that people after the meditation keep the video on. Uh, Before that, I want to keep the audio and video distractions as less as possible, which is also not, I'm not saying that video is a distraction, but it can be. And we want to minimize before the meditation. But afterwards, I think this is more of the time when we absorb or continue to absorb the energy that we are imbibing during the meditation. And the collective energy, I think, will work better if we are ourselves better connected. And I think the video would help. So thank you, Claire. And so now to your question, are you visualizing a source? So let me say what is prescribed and what my view is. So prescription is that uh, think of whatever your belief is. So you're free to see how you want to feel the presence. It's Buddha, Jesus, Krishna consciousness, however, but consciousness. So it ought to be a conscious source. So that's number one. Number two, I, um, so imagining, manifesting, visualizing, all these things somehow, in my personal view, um, do not convey how this is done. So let me just explain a little. Right now, I have light in this room. I'm not making any effort to visualize it. I am just there, and when I open my eyes, I see light. It's effortless, absolutely effortless, number one. Number two, it's like, say, if I am in presence of my guru, my father, my Lord, do I have to do anything? No. It's like I'm there, the presence is there. So effortlessness uh, ought to be part of it. Um, and then, so the thing is, like, let's say I'm sitting with someone, right? And my attention is somewhere else. I wouldn't even listen to what's being said, or I wouldn't be oriented properly. So that's the concept of Tawazh. My attention, complete and total attention, is to this presence. I do not see anything else, period. Right? So I effortlessly feel the presence, and I personally uh, focus my entire attention. So my awareness is now um, completely in one realm, and that's the source, towards the source of this transcendental energy. Now, what do I do is, or what I let happen is that that connection is source of the energy in form of light, and that light, that power. So energy, power, light, it's all the same to me. It's that power is now centered in my heart. So my heart is illuminated. My heart is uh, becomes that source of energy now, in the sense that what I was seeing outside is now within me. And this energy, this power is now becoming the fuel for, you know, it just takes all my circuits, all my neurons, all everything is now fired up. So my dormant energies are now enabled through this process. So I see uh, myself to be like in, um, I have initiated this connection to this power and this power source, like the light bulb goes on as soon as the connection is done. Similarly, all my um, inner, you know, uh, elements get charged up, and I feel, you know, I mean, I don't want to call it powerful, but energized, and this replenishing of this energy, all the weaknesses flows out, and the positivity and the um, you know, uh, uplifting positive energies take charge. Now, the third part, so how do we stay connected and how do we store it? So as you meditate more and more, your ability to receive more, absorb more, and hence your capacity develops. And if, you know, as your capacity improves, as your receiving capability improves, there is another concept of, you know, uh, being connected outside of your conscious meditation. So, um, so my grandfather's guru used to explain it, like, I'll rephrase it a little bit, but say you're chewing gum, but you are signing papers, you're even talking to people. So the chewing gum was his thought of a background connection as you are just moving through it. So, okay. So, Christy, we must think of ourselves like plants. They turn themselves towards the light to focus the energy, and only by doing that they consume the light and grow. Yeah, why not? Exactly. Absolutely. Okay. On that note, let's open up a little. We're almost on the top of the hour, so we'll go for 5, 10, 15 more minutes and then wrap up. So, Claire, glad that you're here. Anything you want to share? Comments, questions, thoughts?
Um, yeah, I think it's going to take a fair bit of work. I mean, I've been meditating for a long time, but not in this style, and I'm a very visual person. Um,
So,
yeah,
my quick reaction to that is glad that you're here, and the thing is that we label ourselves because we think that is who we are, uh,
okay.
right? So uh, my view is that let's learn more things in this new year.
Yeah.
And if this is one of them, so be it. And probably the journey has taken you here. Um, so, uh, what I'm saying is that when, today we basically discussed the process a little more deeply anyway. Um, you know, so instead of overlaying it on what we already know, let's open our heart and eyes and brain and see what this really is and could be. Uh,
Yeah.
and being visual is anyway great. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. So but what I'm saying is, my grandfather used to, in his instructions, was you can do what you know or what you like before and after, but follow my instructions during the session. So um, I'm just kind of thinking about that, and
Yeah.
I, so it's very powerful, very simple, and um, one of the reasons I'm here is that I've seen it work um, in ways that I've seen in my lifetime several people who were in quote unquote very uncommon state following this method. Um, Being peaceful, being, even keel, uh,
Yeah.
helping and serving others without much expectation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, uh, you know, it it works. And it there's a lot of documentation in Hindi, a lot of literature that my grandfather created. My articles are trying to slowly grab some stuff from there and share further. Yeah.
I'll have a look. I'll do some reading.
Sure. So I shared the link to the Substack article.
Yeah.
Very good. So, Arvindji, how are you? So,
Namaskar. Happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you so much, Pujya Sanjeevji. Fortunate to join, really. I was just thinking and reflecting what you said in terms of the living field of transcendental energy. And I think that is what we're all fortunate to be in the presence of. And one could only speculate, but such a living field of transcendental energy was perhaps present at Lord Krishna's time, Lord Jesus Christ's time, at the time of Lord Buddha. So this is not just Guru Maharaj, if I may humbly say, was not just a standard guru by the name of Guru. He was Samarth Guru. And he, through his lineage, has passed the baton of that energy on for selflessly helping humans like us. And that is where this satsang is at. This is not a standard meditative practice that is preached, and on YouTube you will find hundreds if not thousands of people saying, oh, if you close your eyes and if you do this, you're gonna, hey, you're gonna connect. But connection, I humbly say, is, well, to a simple mind like mine, is literally nigh on impossible without the support of that guru who's been there and who's connected himself or herself. And we are fortunate to be in that presence. One final thought, Guru Maharaj, I remember you said this, that Guru Maharaj taught and said that we need to think of a triangle where the apex is that eternal spiritual power. And then we have the guru who is directly connected to the apex. And then we have ourselves, the small little bulbs with limited capacity and perhaps not the ability to connect. So making an assumption that we can connect with the eternal generator of power without the bulb blowing up is, I might humbly suggest, a naive assumption. We must therefore learn and recognize selflessly and drop our egos, I humbly say for myself, dropping that ego, the I, the me, and I'm somebody, or I got a family, and I got this, and I got the I. That's what comes in the way. The me and my experience, I'll do it my way, sure. But that perhaps the bottom line here is to surrender to that and understand the living field of transcendental energy that'll help us, our little bulbs, our little solar, face, as you said, orient towards the sun. The solar panel may be dirty with bird dropping, the selfishness, the I, may be dirty with sand and dust. Somebody has to help clean that solar panel. Panel ain't gonna imbibe energy on its own. It needs help. And that's the help that Guru gives. So we're fortunate to be. And thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Cool. So what else before we wrap up today? Biju, anything in your end?
Again, thank you for the great session. It's like said, I've been doing this for some time, but I'm just doing this now with this group over the last few weeks. We just realized there's so much more, and now start learning, and there's so much more despite all these years, and it's great to be with such a wonderful group. Thank you again for inviting me or allowing me to join your group. Thank you.
So I don't know, it's hard to express, but it's just, you know, just being here is a privilege to me. So it's like, it's something, it's I can be in many places. I in 2 months I was in India. There's just so many people, so many activities, so many events. But I'm telling you, and just sincerely, I love to be here. It's a different. Smaller groups are more intimate, and that's I think the feeling that I get here. It's just slowly. I think we have several people from London here. Anita ji, even Cleveland is now represent. So it's on the map. So I think I am actually starting a coaching, which is way more one-on-one, ability to I think that will help identify individual things that need to steer and move the needle, but also 1 week course, which I'm actually just thinking that satsang is not like a session. Satsang is a continuum.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the course, what I want to do is like, okay, so it's a 1 week course, but eventually I'll have a 5 week course as well. 5 week in the sense that if you want to develop a deep individual practice, so group sessions definitely help, but how do you do that? I want to help people develop an individual practice, so every day there are concepts, there are, Q&A, there's a community around it and all that. So hopefully this year I'll go deeper into it. Let's see. Luz, you were quiet.
But happy Saturday. I have a sore throat, so I don't want to talk too much, but thank you so much for this wonderful group and this wonderful meditation. And the topic was definitely, it's always appreciated. I always enjoy being with this group. I'll try to talk more next time. You'll have to excuse me.
It's like Christy is not talking either because I think but hearing you, I can hear in the voice. Yeah. I think it's the sudden change in weather or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
And it turned cold in Virginia so fast this time. It's just, yeah.
Same, Christy. I have the flu too, and I lost my voice. I'm slowly regaining it. Feel better.
So, yeah. So we'll get well soon, and Happy New Year, and love, light, and peace be with you all. And again, I think it's all the time, abundantly. I think that's the key. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. And yeah, it's hopefully we'll learn to live with love, light, and peace in a deep fashion this year. So with that note, see you all soon. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, bhai sahab.